So during this season, we are bombarded with visual images of families and joyful reunions, snowball fights, laughing, smiling over the dinner table. And that's a little bit tough for us, isn't it? For a couple different reasons. One may be because we have no contact and we don't have that quote unquote family atmosphere, even though it was always a false one. The other may be is because we are in contact and we dread being in the middle of all of that insanity. Those visual images, they are marketing images. But what happens when we see those? What happens when we see those images? We automatically gear into low self-esteem and low self-worth and think and feel that we are not worthy of that we do not have that because it is somehow our fault, because we are responsible for that, because we are the bad people or the bad persons. So we start feeling guilty, we start feeling shameful, and we start feeling, for lack of a better word, sad and depressed. Let's put that in perspective. Let's put that in perspective in a couple different areas. Number one, you are not the problem. If you're watching this, it was not your fault. You did not control that insanity around that holiday spirit. That holiday spirit that's shown to you on television and in stores and online ads didn't really exist in your life, yet you're feeling guilty because you're not part of that false persona, of that false advertisement. Your family, like so many others, was an insane asylum, was just a reason to get together and hurt each other. But yet, automatically we go to the default trigger emotion of feeling guilty and shameful as if it is our fault. It is not your fault. You deserve better. You do not deserve to be in the middle of all of that insanity. Number two, think about this. If you were involved in a narcissist, and if you're watching this, chances are you were involved with a narcissist. You were constantly bombarded with messages that anything was your fault, that you were the bad person, that you were to blame. You were being gaslit all along while they, the narcissist, was doing horrific and abusive things to you. This actually soaks, as I mentioned in so many different times, into our own cell structure, melts into our DNA, causing us stress fractures. So what we do is when we see signs of happiness, we automatically think because of our abuse, because the way we were treated, because of the messages that were pounded into us, false messages, that we're at fault and we are undeserving of that happiness. Please try to remember the perspective of this. It wasn't your fault. You were not the cause of the narcissistic injury, the narcissistic abuse, the narcissistic rage, the times where the narcissist had to ruin the holidays because they could not stand anyone being happy or showing any joy around them because they were such empty shells. Think about that. The next time that you see an image, and I know that you feel this way, the next time that you see an image that depicts joy and happiness, and you automatically go to that place of sadness and shame and guilt and that you don't deserve it, recognize it for what it is. that automatic trigger that sends you into those places was in fact the abuse telling you that you are undeserving. Now let me pound this into you. You are deserving. You do deserve to be happy and healthy and joyous and have good, kind people around you. And you do deserve to be listened to and have empathy when required. You're a human being. That's a human right. So I'm talking from a matter of my facts, my feelings. That when I see these images that we see so much during the holidays, if I'm not careful, I automatically say to myself, I missed that. I caused that. That was my fault. But then I catch myself and I realize it wasn't my fault. I realize all those years, I look back specifically and remember all those years of the insanity, of the control, of the degrading of myself. And then I'm assured, then I realize I don't have that reason to feel shameful. I don't have a real reason to feel guilty. I wasn't the one that caused all of that sickness, that abuse. They chose to do that, not I. So what am I going to do? I'm going to turn that around and I'm going to be grateful. And I truly am, and I very much mean this. I am so grateful not to be part of that sickness. As one sibling called it, the illness. I don't have to be part of that in the middle of family zinging back and forth, slight little digs, feeling uncomfortable, not really wanting to be there, shaking my head in disbelief. I don't have to be part of that anymore. I can do anything I want. Please, as soon as you start getting those messages, as soon as you start feeling that, recognize it for what it is. That's your abuse telling you that you are undeserving, and that is untrue. Getting close. I'm really looking forward to the holidays this year. I'm really looking forward to not being part of that insanity and having peace in my holiday. As I wish you peace in your holiday. And I wish you peace in every single day. Not just the holidays, but every single day. Please realize that when you feel those pangs of guilt and shame, realize where they're truly coming from. That is the abuse that has been embedded into you. And it gets better. Thank you.